If training is all about repetition and realism, then it doesn't get much more real than this.
Ross has just shown me an injury he picked up 4 days ago. You can see that's punctured the skin, it's right on the bone. It's a pretty cold day. That is really going to smart if that happens to me.
Simulations hurt.
The more I learned about how much these simunition bullets hurt, the more nervous I became.
I'm shitting myself. Just one last thing, I've got to protect my knackers.
But according to the experts, that's precisely the point.
The pain is good, because this is stress inoculation. And so what we're doing is we're playing at the edge of the universal human phobias, not kill or be killed, but as hurt or be hurt, with your weapon, rehearsing the act of shooting another human being.
This guy was saying, oh yeah, it doesn't hurt, doesn't hurt. And he showed me his bruise. It's like a cricket ball's whacked into him. That's like taking one from a West Indian fast bowler and going, oh, it didn't hurt. I know I'm going to be just crying in the corner.
Yeah, if I was the aggressor, I'd be shooting at you often, because especially if I knew you were coming in the room, I'd blast away.
What, me particularly?
Yeah.
Why, because I'm not skilled and I'm on television?
Well, this is so you how it feel, probably. I'd be aiming for your arms and your legs instead of your chest, just to show you.
You're going to be number 3 man in a fire team. I'm going to be right behind you.
Our first mission was to root out an enemy sniper, and as we set out through the village, my heart was really pounding. There was so much to remember, and now I had to do it all while someone was trying to shoot me. Suddenly it happened. We were under fire. Simunition rounds were flying everywhere. But while I was still trying to work out what the hell was going on, the professionals were off, just as they'd be doing for real 2 weeks later in Iraq.
When we came in, this guy was shooting at us through the door. And I was aiming at him, shooting him. I just wanted to put him down. You know, everyone else shot him. I'm sure I didn't deliver the kill shot, but, you know, instinctive, bang. There he is, woof woof, because these things fucking hurt. Injured fella, look at that. That is a testament to the necessity for protection. That would have got him right on the family jewels. Meat and 1 veg.
We'd survived our practice encounter. It had been an intense rush, but I was already feeling more relaxed about having to do the real thing next.
We see fear-induced heart rate levels on the first simunition engagements of 200, 250 beats per minute are very common. If there's any cardiovascular demands, any running and gunning, simultaneously with this vasoconstriction, you see the heart just skyrocket. But after the first couple of simunition engagements, we see the heart rate come down and down and down. Why is it coming down? Because you're getting inoculated.
But the real test of just how inoculated I'd really become was about to begin. We had to retake 2 streets filled with hidden enemy soldiers. This was it, the end result of thousands of years of improvement in military training. The biggest, most modern, most expensive killing simulator ever built. As we stormed the first house, we were greeted by a grenade. Then it was up the stairs with me in front. The enemy were in there somewhere, and it was down to us to wipe them out.
I can't see whether I got shot, but I definitely nailed that guy in there. Full pass. 3 rounds in, and he went down on his own. Man, that was fun. That was just, well, fun's the wrong word. It was really, really intense. You know, you shouldn't feel like this after fun. This was a really emotional experience, and just, you know, that could have been a real person, this could have been a real gun. I promise you. Bang, bang, bang.
So, it had happened. I'd stormed a room and fired 3 rounds of simunition into a man. And despite my fears, it had felt natural, easy even. Then, just before I had a chance to feel too pleased with myself, the inevitable happened. and I got shot. But all around me, the real soldiers carried on fighting. Slick, precise and professional, they didn't look like they had much trouble pulling the trigger at all. And it seemed that for those who had already had a chance to use their training in Iraq, the conditioning had worked.
You don't think, you just do. You just do what you're taught to do. Think about it when it's over, and get it done while you're doing it.
When it comes down to it, you're like, this is what we've been trained to do, so I kind of look forward to it.
Would I hesitate? No.
I can pretty much do it without even thinking. You're there, you know what you got to do, and you do it. That was the main thing. We did it.
I call this the warrior renaissance. We have learned more about the reality of the battlefield, how to enable killing, what's happening when a human being has to kill. We have learned more since World War II than the previous 5,000 years of recorded history put together.
To experts like Dave Grossman, modern training has made killing in combat a near certainty, a view shared by most of the young Marines I'd trained with. But the ones who'd already been to Iraq, the ones who'd done it for real, their answers hinted at a darker truth, a truth that no amount of training can help you with.
After we got shot at, we killed some people as a company when we went over there, and then we had to do vehicle checkpoints, and that's when it really feels, because you don't see the bodies you kill until like afterwards. Like we did a vehicle checkpoint, and just like, bam, they get these caskets at the top of their cars with just like body pieces and stuff in that we had to search and stuff. I mean, it's a totally different story when you're like, oh my gosh, did we actually do this, you know? If he's innocent or is he not innocent, you know?
Is it hard to sleep that evening, or do you just get over it?
It's hard to sleep. You're like up 24/7 just thinking about that kind of stuff.
The night after something happens, that next night after you have taken down a house, or after we've gotten fired at or had returned fire, one of the guys in my team, as a machine gunner, got a confirmed kill. And that next night, it was his turn to stand watch. And he got about 30 minutes into it and had to wake me up and say, I can't do this. I'm freaking out over here. Just because his mind started messing with him and he started seeing that same thing over and over again. He just couldn't handle it.
Talking to those young Marines today, it's pretty obvious to me that modern armies have achieved their aim. If you use state-of-the-art training, you can get people to overcome their natural reluctance to take a life.
But accepting the fact that you've killed is another thing altogether. That's the real truth about killing. The military might know how to make you do it, but living with the consequences is far, far harder to deal with. Training with the Marines, I'd finally understood how the military's done what it has. The alarming truth, as B.F. Skinner revealed, is that when it comes to killing, human beings are massively adaptable and suggestible creatures.
And that's what modern training has exploited. By shutting down the developed human forebrain and tapping into the primitive animal midbrain, the experts have got soldiers to stop thinking about what it is they're actually doing when they're doing it.
And there's no doubt that it works. The examples are everywhere. In the Falklands, British troops with modern training came up against Argentinian soldiers whose training hadn't changed since World War II. And the result? Nearly 3 Argentinians killed for every British soldier. Or look what happened during the famous Black Hawk Down incident in Somalia. With a pilot trapped, US Rangers fought a 12-hour running battle against an opposition with identical firepower. And the result? Over 360 Somalis killed for just 18 American dead.
But while we may have taught our soldiers how to kill, it's far from certain that we'll ever be able to teach them how to live with the consequences.
I'm gonna gut you like a pig! You're gonna die! Come on! What are you gonna do? You're too slow! We know with modern training that we can make killing a conditioned reflex. I can trick your body into killing. You will have a conditioned reflex. If you're willing to go along for the ride, there's a very good chance when you kill, you will do it without conscious thought. The question is your mind ready to live with what your body has done?